Hey, I'm Oliver O'Brien, and this is my social entrepreneurship project on impact investing. So, what is impact investing? Well, the definition of impact investing from the Understanding Social Entrepreneurship textbook is investments intended to create positive impact beyond financial return. An additional definition from the Global Impact Investing Network is investments made with the intention to generate positive, measurable social and environmental impact alongside a financial return. So we can understand this idea that while an impact investment is similar to any other investment in the aspect of a desire for financial return, the distinguishing factor is that there must be some sort of positive societal or environmental impact made from the investment. There can't be financial gain for the entrepreneur at the expense of society for it to be an impact investment. Let's look a little closer at the categories of impact investment and what impact investing really entails. So there are two categories that impact investing falls in. These are commercial impact investments and philanthropic impact investments. For commercial, these type of investments optimize financial returns with a floor for social and environmental impact. They consist of commercial investors who search for subsectors that offer market rate returns while yielding some social or environmental good. The investors are usually driven by fiduciary requirements. Philanthropic impact investments, on the other hand, optimize social or environmental impact with a financial floor. They use social or environmental good as the primary objective, and they may accept a range of returns from principal to market rate. Philanthropic impact investments takes a lower market rate of return in order to seed new investment funds that may be perceived as higher risk or to reach tougher environmental or social goals that cannot be achieved in combination with market rates of return. So, where does impact investing occur and who makes impact investments? Well, impact investments can be made in both emerging and developed markets. Within these markets, impact investments typically target a range of returns from below market to market rate. The goal return usually depends on the investor's strategic goals. With this in mind, the investor itself also ranges from a wide variety of positions or groups. These can include fund managers, development finance institutions, diversified financial institutions or banks, private foundations, pension funds and insurance companies, family offices, individual investors, NGOs, religious institutions, and corporates. We see how both individuals and large institutions can make an impact investment, and impact investments can be made at both a macro or micro scale. So we know the types of impact investments and we've seen and where it occurs and from who these investments come from. Now let's understand why these investments occur and gain an understanding of the real social impact it makes in the world. So why do people make impact investments? Well, first of all, impact investments challenge this widely held view that we can only combat social or environmental issues through philanthropic actions. On top of this, it challenges the idea that market investments are solely made to achieve financial gain. This long-held view is far from the truth. Impact investing takes those two and merges them together where we get an everybody benefits type of situation. Society and the environment is improved while we achieve financial gain too. The return of the investment is both economic and social. The Global Impact Investing Network gives us a good look behind the motivations of impact investors. And these are, which we see are, first one says banks, pensions, funds, financial advisors, and wealth managers can provide client investment opportunities to both individuals and institutions with an interest in general or specific social or environmental causes. Institutional and family foundations can leverage their significantly greater assets to advance their core social or environmental goals while maintaining or growing their overall endowment. Lastly, government investors in development finance institutions can provide proof of financial viability for private sector investors while targeting specific social or environmental goals. We see how these motivations demonstrate a common theme of two parties targeting a mutual social or environmental goal. They look to benefit society through their investment. At the same time, this positive impact on society they hope to make with this investment can boost their individual or organization's economic state. Let's look a little closer at what this social impact really is in its essence that they hope to achieve through impact investing. But before we do this, before trying to understand the social impact of impact investing, we have to look at a few elements of impact investing that relate to the social impact it brings on. The first thing we should look at is its intentionality. An investor's intention to have a positive social or environmental impact through investments is essential in measuring social impact. There would be no measured social impact if the investor did not have a clear intention beforehand. Another aspect we must look at is investment with return expectations. Impact investments are expected to generate financial return on capital, or at a minimum, a return of capital. The measure of social impact depends greatly on the return expectations. A large social impact may occur in a scenario where the investor receives the minimum of a return of capital. A lesser degree of social impact may occur if the investor is hoping to receive a higher return on capital than he initially invested. Either way, an impact investment always aims to achieve both of these things, a social impact and a return of capital, and these can come in the form of various asset classes such as cash equivalents, fixed income, venture capital, private equity, among others. Another thing we must consider is impact measurement. Investors must do a multitude of things to appropriately measure impact based on their objectives and capacities. These are establishing and stating social and environmental objectives to relevant stakeholders, settling performance and metric targets related to these objectives using standardized metrics wherever possible, monitoring and managing the performance of investees against these targets, and lastly, reporting on social and environmental performance to relevant stakeholders. If all these things are done, investors can gain a clear and measurable social impact from their investment. So now let's look at what these social impacts are of impact investing. The impact investment market is a growing market that provides capital to address some of the world's most pressing challenges. The sectors that we typically see involved with impact investing are sustainable agriculture, renewable energy, conservation, microfinance. And we also see impact investing go towards basic, affordable, and accessible services such as housing, healthcare, and education. The type of impact that can evolve from impact investing varies based on the industry and the specific company within that industry. But some common examples include giving back to the community by helping the less fortunate, or investing in sustainable energy practices to help save our planet. One major venue of impact investing is microfinance loans, which provide small business owners in emerging nations with startup or expansion capital. So now let's take a look at a few examples of impact investing. One of the most well-known one is the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, it had a total endowment of nearly $50 billion. While most of the Gates Foundation is engaged in philanthropy, it also has a strategic investment fund with $2.5 billion under management, which is invested in ventures that align with their goals of improving health, education, and gender equality. As explained on their website, the strategic investment fund supports organizations or projects that benefit the world's poorest and are often overlooked by traditional investors. Another example is the Soros Economic Development Fund, which is part of the Open Society Foundations launched by billionaire philanthropist George Soros. Soros has contributed $18 billion to the Open Society Foundation, $90 million of which is actively invested in impact ventures. As the name implies, the foundation seeks to support open societies by promoting democracy, legal reforms, higher education, and journalism, as well as other fields. Lastly, the Ford Foundation, which was launched in 1936 by Edsel and Henry Ford with an initial endowment of $25,000. Today, it has one of the world's largest private endowments with $16 billion under management. Most of that money is given as grants to support causes aligned with the values of the foundation. However, in 2017, the Ford Foundation announced plans to invest $1 billion in business ventures aligned with their mission. So, what does the future of impact investing look like? Well, recent international effort to accelerate the development of a high-functioning market that supports impact investing has emerged. Investors are optimistic overall about its development and expect increased scale and efficiency in the future. Impact investors generally recognize broad progress across key indicators of market growth. So this graph here indicates positive market growth, which means impact investing will grow in the future. At the same time, there's statistics that indicate negative market growth. So these big names, big investors are looking at these statistics and they weigh the positives with the negatives. And right now it looks like the positives are outweighing it. So it seems that impact investing will continue to grow. We also know this from the growth of the term social impact since 2004, which reached a height in 2019 and has continually grown over the years. So I think it is safe to say that impact investing isn't going anywhere. And in fact, we'll probably see continued growth for generations to come, especially with the world putting issues such as climate change at the center of attention that impact investing really targets. So impact investing is no longer a small niche area of investing. It is a big thing and it is coming for years to come. There's my references and thank you for watching.